Hello there, and welcome to my channel. My name is Carly. This is Carly's Crafts and Interests. Today we're doing an author review. Our author today is Dorothy L Sayers. She is the author of, well, she was the author of the Lord Peter Wimsey books. That you might have heard of Lord Peter Wimsey, you might not have. And show you a picture. This is her when she was younger. Okay. Just a second here. I lost the picture. 1 second. There she is. Kind of an attractive young lady, I would think. I would say. And I'm going to tell you just a bit about her. She was born in Oxford, England in 1893. So quite a lot. And she died in 1957. So she's been gone for a while. And she was 64 years old when she died. She died in Wiltham, Essex. And she was brought up in East Anglia and educated in Godolphin School in Salisbury and Somerville College. And she got a first in medieval French. That's unusual. I learned a bit of French when I was in British school. They made everybody learn a language, and French was one that I learned when I was at Winchcombe School. I don't remember any of it because I didn't really take to it, and I didn't do anything with it. I've been to France, also, but I don't remember it. But to get a first in medieval French, well, that's kind of impressive. How many people do that these days? And she is known, of course, for her character, Lord Peter Wimsey. Now, just Lord Peter Wimsey, and this is Ian Carmichael who played him right there. He was later the 17th Duke of Denver. He comes from an aristocratic family. He was rich enough that he decided to solve crimes because he wanted to mainly. He was a gentleman detective. He didn't work for the police, but he worked with them, but not for them. He wasn't ever employed by them. And with him and his servant Bunter, they go off and solve different crimes of different things. He was a very educated man in the books, and very, as I say, very well off. And he fell in love in the books. A lot of our people in the novels, they don't fall for it, like Poirot never does, and Inspector Morse never does. But he does. He falls for Harriet Vane, and he discovers her in Strong Poison. This book is where he meets her, and she was on trial for being suspected of poisoning her then fiance, who I guess didn't treat her very well, and Lord Peter Wimsey was so taken with Harriet Vane, he had to save her, had to get her off, and he does. Now, she doesn't think that he's just, he thinks he's, a bit of a snob and not very, serious guy, for a while. So she doesn't take to him exactly right off the bat. She's not like, oh, thank you for saving me. I'm in love with you. Didn't happen. No. It takes a good few novels for her to ever feel that way. And eventually she does. and they got married in Busman's holiday. And she becomes his wife. He used to be, and one thing about what Lord Peter was, he also was in the army at one time, apparently. Of course, this is all in the mind of Dorothy L Sayers, how he created her. And there is a series of um, movies, shows, kind of like Jesus and Worcester has a series of shows, where you can see every book that I've got here and more. There are 15 total, and I've got 5 here. And I've been reading. This one is Clouds of Witness. This is starts by involving his brother, who was then the Duke of Denver, and he's accused of murdering a guy that was staying at this house that he was at. And of course, Lord Peter has to come in and save him, from that. We also have his carcass there. A little bit hard to read there. Strong Poison, which I showed you. Unnatural Death. And of course, Busman's Holiday, where he gets married to, Lord Peter and gets married. And there's more, of course. There's 10 more, and I think they've made one for just about all of them that you can find them on YouTube, some of them, or you can buy them, online. And they're enjoyable too. There's a whole Wikipedia page all about the fictional life of Lord Peter Wimsey. And actually, correction, there's 11 that has him, and some don't have him in there. So I'm mistaken. There's just 11. I guess there's less that I have. Anyways, Lord Peter Wimsey he's well read, he's educated, he's clever, he's witty, he always has something interesting. The banter between him and different characters are interesting, fun. This is these were done around the same time as Agatha Christie was writing her novels. They're set about the same time, I would say. And a little bit about Harriet Vane, who he later marries and first falls in love with. She was a detective novelist. So it's almost like Dorothy. I don't know if she did, but she kind of puts herself into the novel a little bit, I guess you could say, because Harriet Vane's a detective novelist, and so is the author herself. And so that's a little bit of a snapshot about Dorothy L Sayers. Her main novel line is the Lord Peter Wimsey. She did some plays that were kind of a religious themed plays, and she was also, I guess, a film critic as well. And she different. And I'm looking to see if there's anything else. So adaptations of her books started appearing in as early as in the 1930s and onwards. So they've been, Lord Peter Wimsey has been around for a while and been shown for a while. And Ian Carmichael came along, and he did he started with radio adaptations for the BBC, and basically the books that were written from 1973 to 1983 um, they're all available in a radio collection. So there's another way you can see these. I guess you can check out them on radio if they're still available in that form. And so, as I was saying, it's a bit about her. They're fun books to read, clever dialogue, interesting mysteries. They move along at a good pace. Interesting stuff happens. Interesting to see a rich guy detective taking on different types of crime and solving crime, and later on, meeting his then wife, who then comes along, I guess, into the mix of that. And if you like that, please check her out. Thank you for watching today. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It's free. I don't charge a thing. It helps my little channel, though. If you have, I'm glad you watched today. And I hope you will come back for more. I do like my mystery books. They're one of my favorite things. I've liked them since I was 12 years old. And I have a bunch of different authors to share. Some you may have heard of, some you may not have. And that's one of the points of doing this. And I also do the crafts that I do, and I hope you enjoy those as well. Till then, though, I hope you have a fabulous day. Despite, the weather we're having today, it's kind of a snowy day today here where I am in Utah. But I hope you're having a great day, and take care for now. Bye for now.